Hello, everyone. I'm Frank, and welcome to episode 33 of Learn How to Sudoku, where we break down very easy variant Sudoku puzzles so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called Pursuit by Gerhard 1963, and here are the rules. Standard Sudoku rules apply. The digits 1 through 9 appear in every row, column, and box. Cages. Digits in cages cannot repeat and must sum to the value shown in the upper left corner of the cage. So, for example, these 3 digits must add up to 18. These 5 digits must add up to 34. And an example of this would be, for example, if you had 5, 3, and actually, that doesn't work. 5, 6, and 7. Those 3 digits add up to 18, and therefore that satisfies that cage rule. And these are called killer cages. And remember, you cannot have repeats in cages. When I first started doing killer cage Sudoku, I didn't realize that you didn't have to. You most of the time they had the rule where you can't have repeats in cages. So I kept on trying to put repeats in cages, and that made things a lot more difficult. Anyways, that's how killer cages work. Dutch whispers, usually shown as orange lines. Adjacent digits along a Dutch whisper line must differ by at least 4. So, for example, if this were a 3, this would have to be a 7, an 8, or a 9 to be, because adjacent cells on a Dutch whisper lines must differ by at least 4. And the only digits that are 4 away from 3 are 7, 8, and 9. Anyways, those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay, first thing I see is that you have 5 digits adding up to 16. That, this is just one of the numbers that are ingrained if you've done a lot of killer cage Sudoku. If you have 5 unique digits adding up to 16, it has to be the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 exactly. So you know this is specifically 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. In addition, so you know one of them is 4 away from from 2 others in this set of digits, because you have the Dutch whisper line which goes through that. What's the only digit that's 4 or more away from 2 other digits in the set? Well, it has to be 6, right? 4 is not 4 away from any of them except for, actually, is not 4 away from any of them. 3 is not 4 away from any of them. 2 is 4 away from 6, but only 6, and 1 is 4 or more away from 6. So therefore, this has to be a 6, which has to be 2 away from 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. Or, sorry, 4 away from 1 and 2, but the 2 that it's 1 away from is 1 and 2. Now we have a 1, 2, 1, 2 pair in this cage, which eliminates 1 and 2 from the rest of the cage. So this can't be 1 or 2. It also can't be 6 because we have a 6 now too. So this is 1, 2, 1, 2 on the Dutch whisper line, and it has 3, 4, 3, 4 in the rest of the cage. Let's see, 34. So similar to 16, if you have 5 digits adding up to 34, you know that that is actually the digits 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The reason why you know it is 5 unique digits adding up to 15 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that's the minimum. The maximum you can have for 5 digits is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which adds up to 35. Now, the only thing that you can do to make it 34 is drop the lowest digit, 1, and that adds up to 34. but you can't do any other changes that to the digits that would make it so that it adds up to 34. So you know that's a unique digit of 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And similar to this 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 cage, what is the only digit that is at least 4 away from other ones? It has to be 4. So this is 4, and it's 4 away from 8 and 9. And the other two digits must be 6 and 7, but this can't be 6, therefore it must be a 7 because of this 6, which makes this a 6. Let's see. 33. Now that's actually a little different. Instead of just being 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, you could also have 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Either way, what else is there? Okay, so you know this is 4 away from another digit, which has to be 4 away from this digit, right? So 1 and 2 has to be 4 away from something, which is 4 away from 8 and 9. What's the only digit that satisfies that criteria? Well, 2 could be 4 away from 6, 7, 8, or 9, but that's never 4 away from 8 or 9. So this can never be 2. This has to be then 1, which makes this a 2. So 1 could be 4 away from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 could be 4 away from 8 or 9. So this could be 5. I mean, this has to be 5 and 9 then, which makes this an 8. So that's interesting because this can never be a 5 then. This has to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. Well, what are the digits that are 4 away from 6, 7, 8, or 9? It has to specifically be 1 through 5, right? Because 9 is the most you can get, and 9 can only be 4 away from 5 and lower. 6 can only be 4 away from 2 or 1 only, right? Because if you increase 6 by 4, that leads to 10, which is not a digit. And 6 subtracting 4 goes down to 2. So anything in between also has to specifically go to 5 and below. So this specifically has to be 5 or below. And again, we've said that this would have to be either 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, or it's 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Well, in that case, this then has to be 3 or 4, 5. But if this is 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 in this cage, the problem is if this is 3, this would then have to be 7, 8, or 9. But 7, 8, or 9 is not 4 away from any of 6, 7, 8, or 9. So this cannot be 3, right? It has to be the 4, 5, which is 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, which would then be next to a 9, right? Because 9 has to be also 4 away from the other digit, which has to be 4 and 5, and the other two digits must be 7 or 8. And I'm looking at this, and this is basically the same for this 18 cage, right? So remember how we said, well, this is probably, anyways, this 8 has to be 4 away from 1, 2, 3, or 4, which can be 4 away from 5 through 9, right? What can this 18 be? It's probably similar to the 33, but it looks like it has more choices here. This can't be 8. This can't be 6 or 8 specifically because we have a 6 and an 8 in the box. And we number the boxes by convention 1, 2, 3, like Western reading notation. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's typical Western reading notation. Anyways, what can this 18 cage be? It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. 1, 2, 4. No, that doesn't work. Yes, actually, that does work. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 is a possibility. I think those are the only three possibilities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. It can't be 1, 2, 3, 6, 6, obviously, because that has a duplicate. What about, and then you have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 as possibilities. Okay. So this cannot be 9. This could actually be 8 or 9 specifically, because it could be for 4. 4 could be 8 and 9. This actually has to be 8 or 9, because 4 or 5 cannot be next to 6 or 7 on a German whisper line, or sorry, Dutch whisper line. That's a pretty important distinction, actually. This 4, 5 is next to, this 4 could be next to an 8 or 9. The 5 can be next to a 1 or a 9. So if this is 8 or 9, it could be next to a... this could be many things, actually. So this could be next to a 1 through 5, and then 6 or 8. Because the 1 can be next to 5, 6, and 8. And it can't be 7 or 9 because of that 7 or 9. But the 8 or 9 can be next to 1 through 5, right? So, yeah. So this is a 5 or 7, which means it's either 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, or 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So either way, this cannot be 8. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. What else do we know? This 5 or 7, it has to be 4 away from either 1 or 9, but 9's not possible in this cage, because that would add, the minimum with 9 this cage would add up to is 19. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 9 is 19. And that's already bigger than the actual value of the cage. So it could be 1, or if it's 7, this could be 2 or 3. Well, 1, 2, or 3 can be 4 away from what digits? 3 cannot be 4 away from any of the digits from 1 through 6. So this cannot be 3. But 1 or 2 specifically can be 4 away from 5 or 6. So this is 5 or 6. So we know this is... it cannot be 6 and 7, though, specifically, right? It's either 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, or 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Either way, there has to be a 5 here, which means this can never be a 2, because 2 can never be 4 away from 5. So this has to be 1, and it's either 5, 6, or 5, 7. Well, this is 5, 6, 5 or 6. 5 or 6 can only be 4 away from... 5 could be 4 away from 1 or 9, and 6 can be only away from 1. So this has to be 2 with 3 or 4, and 4 cannot be here, right? Because it's either 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, or 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. We don't know which one, though. One of these does have to be a 2, though. Anyways, what else do we know here? This can never be 4, because 4 cannot be 5 away from, or 4 away from 5 or 7, right? 4 is only 1 away from 5 and 3 away from 7, so this can't be 4. This still could be 3, because then this would be 7. That's possible. Let's see, where should we go next? Let's go to the cages. This cage must add up to 8. So what are the digits that could add up to 8? It has to be 125 or 134. Well, if this is 125, the 5 can't be here. So this would have to be 5. This would have to be 1 because it can't be a 2, and this would be a 2. Or it could be 134. So this would be 3 or 4, and this could be 1 and 3 or 4. But we know either way, 1 has to be here. And this can't be 4, so this must be a 3, which makes this a 4 because of that 4. This can't be a 4, so that actually makes this a 5, which means this can't be 5, so this is a 4. 4 can only be 4 away from 9, so it can't be 1. Therefore, this has to be 5 then, which makes this a 7. So this is 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. So this can't be 4. This is 7. Where is the 1 in column 3? It has to be one of these two cells. This cannot be 2, 4, 6, or 8. Can't be 5 or 9. So it's specifically 1, 3, or 7 here. This can't be 7, so this must be 8, which makes that a 7. This can't be 8 because of this. Well, it can't be 8 anyways because this is a 5, and 9 is the only one that can be 4 away from a 5 on a Dutch whisper line. So this is 9. So none of these are 9, and this can't be 9, which means 9 has to be one of these two cells in box 5. Because there is no 9 in on this Dutch whisper line, there can never be a 5 on this Dutch whisper loop, essentially, right? The reason why is 5 can only be 4 away from 2 digits, 1 and 9. So, and every digit on this loop is essentially a 2 away from 4 away from 2 other cells, right? So therefore the 5 cannot be on it because the 9 cannot be on it too, right? So the 5 would only be 4 away from 1 digit, which is 1. But each of these requires a digit 4 away from another digit. So 5 cannot be on the loop. It can't be here. It can't be here. It can't be here because it can't be on the loop. It can't be here. Whereas the 5 in box 5, it has to be here, which forces this to be the 9 then. The other remaining digits in row 4 has to be 2, 6, and 8. So this is 2, 6, or 8. This is 2, 6, or 8. And this is 2, 6, or 8. What about this digit? Again, it cannot be 5. Well, okay, let's figure out the remaining digits in column 4 and column 6. Column 4 has to be 1, 3, 7, and 9, but this can't be 9. So this is 1 or 3. This can't be 9, so this must be 1, 3, or 7. Where's the 9 in column 4? It has to be here, so this is 9. How about the rest of the digits here? It has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. This can't be 2 or 4, so this is 1, 3, 6. This can't be 6, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And these must be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6s. We just don't know. The rest of the digits here are 2, 4, 6, and 8 because of the even numbers. This can't be 4 or 6. The rest of the digits here are 1 through 5 because we have all the high numbers here. So this can't be 1 or 4. We don't know. Okay, this is three digits that add up to 20 without a 9. We know there's no 9 here. What are the possible digits that could be? Without a 9, the most you can get is 6, 7, and 8, which adds up to 21. But the thing is, you see, if you move the 6 down to a 5, that's still unique, right? You can only have 5, 7, and 8 adding up to 20. Well, can you change any of the digits to add up to 20? You can't, right? Because you don't have access to a 9. So the 7 and 8 have to stay the same. Or if you try to move one, try to move like the 7 down to a 6, then the 5 has to go up to a 6, or the 8 has to go up to a 9. And either way, there you have a duplicate in box 3, right? So this has to specifically be 5, 7, and 8. This cannot be 5. Therefore, this is 5, 7, and 8. We have a 5, 7, 8 triplet in, and actually, let's do it this way. This can't be 5 any. This has to be a 5, right? Because this can't be a 5. Therefore, this is a 5 here, which means this can never be a 5 because there's already a 5 in that row. So this can't be 5, which means this must be specifically 1, 3, and 4. So this is 1, 3, 4. What else do you have? Yeah. On this Dutch whisper line, so we already have a 1, 3, 4 triplet. Which in box 1, which eliminates 1, 3, 4 from this cell. Also, this cell can't be 2 and 5 specifically, and it can't be 6. So this digit must be 7, 8, or 9. Can't be 7. So it's 8 or 9. Actually, let's not go this route. Let's go over here. You have the digits here of 5, 7, and 8, right? That's a 5, 7, 8 triplet, which means there cannot be a 5, 7, 8 in the rest of the box. So this cell cannot be 5, 7, or 8. It can't be 6, 4, 8, or 9. So what can this digit be? It has to be 1, 2, or 3. Now, what digit is 4 away from 1, 2, or 3? Well, we know that this specifically cannot be 5, 7, or 8 because of the 5, 7, 8 triplet in the box, and it can't be 9. The only digits that are 4 away from 1, 2, or 3 would have to be 6, 5 or above. And it can't be 5, 7, 8, or 9, so this has to be a 6. And therefore, the 6 is 4 away from 1 or 2, so this can't be 3. So this is 1 or 2. Now, this 8 or 9 could be 4 away from 2 specific digits. It can't be 1, 3, or 4 because those are eliminated by the triple in box 1. But this could actually be 2 or 5 because that's 5 is 4 away from 9. So this could be 2 or it could be 5. Let's see, what other stuff do we have? This digit cannot contain this cage, sorry, cannot contain a 9 because it sees the 9 this way and it sees the 9 that way, which eliminates a 9 from ever being any digit in the cage. And in fact, this can't be 9 and this can't be 9, so where is the 9 in box 9? It has to be one of those two cells. Because it cannot be 9, what's the maximum these three digits can be? It could be 6, 7, 8, so that's fine. To add up to 17, well, this can't be 7, 8, or 9, so it has to be at most 6 here. So these two digits have to add up to at least 11. right? If this is 6 at most here because it's eliminating 7, 8, and 9 here. So if this were 6, that would mean these digits, if this is 6 at most, that means these two digits are 11 at least, right? 17 minus 6 is 11. But this could be less, obviously. So if this is 6, though, this would have to be 11 at least, which means it's 3 and 8 at least. So it could be 3, 8, and 6. You can never have a 2 then in this set of digits, adding up to 17. Well, maybe you could have 2 here. But if you have 2 here, that could be 7 or 8. But that does actually work. Okay, so you could have the 2 being here. But you cannot have 1, because there's a 1 here. But if you had 2, this could go up to 7 and 8. And that does actually kind of work. Okay. This can't be 1. Maybe continue and look at what... So one of these two digits has to be a 2, right? Does that help us anywhere? I'm not sure. What digits can this be? It cannot be 3, 4, 6, and 7. It could be, or 8. It could be 1, 2, or 9, specifically here. What about this digit? This digit cannot be 1, 4, 6, or 9. It could be 2, 3, 5, 7, 8. That's good. That still works for both of these. Okay. Well, what else can we do here? Where is the 9 in box 1? Cannot be here, cannot be here, and it can't be here because of this 9, right? Because these 9s see these cells. So that eliminates this row and this row. This can't be a 9 because of the cage, and this can't be a 9 because of this cell. Therefore, this must be a 9. So this is a 9, which means this can never be a 9. So this is 1 or 2. So it has to be 4 away from 1 or 2, which means this can't be 2 or 3. So this has to be 5, 7, or 8. This has to be 1, 2, 5, or 8, and this is 1, 2, 5, or 8, but it can't be a 1 because we know the 1 is one of these two cells here. So this is 2, 5, or 8 here. This can't be a 5, though, because we have a 5 already in row 1. So this has to be 2 or 8. We now have a 2, 8, 2, 8 pair in column 3, which eliminates 2 and 8 from the rest of the column. Therefore, this can't be 2 or 8, which makes this a 1. This can't be 2, 1, or 8, so now that makes that a 5. So this can never be 5. This can't be a 1. 1 can be 4 away from 7 or 8, so that's fine. What can these digits be? It could be 1, 2, 3, 5, or 7. Well, this can't be 1, 3 because of the 1, 3, 4 triplet here. And it can't be 5 because of this 5. So this is specifically 2 or 7. This cannot be 2 or 5 because of the 2 or 5 already there. So this is 1, 3, 5, or 1, 3, and 7. And this cannot be 5. Cannot be any of the high numbers. So all of these have to be low numbers because we have 5, 7, 8 here. This is 6 and this is 9. So this has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, this can't be 4 here. This can't be 1 and this can't be 2 because of the respective digits. And this can't be 4 because of this 4. We have a 1, 2, 3 triplet in box 3, which eliminates 1, 2, and 3 from the rest of the box. Therefore, this can't be 2 and 3. This must be a 4, which means this can't be 4, so this is 3. This can't be 3 or 4, so this is a 1. which makes that a 4. This can no longer be 1 or 3, so this is 7. This can't be 1 or 3, so this is 6. Well, this can't be 7, so this now must be a 5-8 pair in row 1, which eliminates 5 and 8 from the rest of the row, so this must be a 2. Since this can't be 2, this must be 5, which makes, and this can't be a 2, so this must be 7. This 5 eliminates 5 and 8 from the rest of the cage, or the box, so therefore this can't be 8, so this is 7. Obviously this can't be 7 anymore, so this is 1, 3, and this has to be 1 and 3. Well, what's this remaining digit? It has to be an 8. So this can't be 2, so this is an 8. 8 can't be here, here, or here, and this can't be 4. Where is the 4 in box 4? It can only be here, so this is a 4. Therefore, this can't be 4 here. What other digits do we have? The remaining digits here have to be 3, 8, and 9, right? Well, this can't be 8 and this can't be 9. Assumed that 3 were here. This would have to be 8 and 9, and it would have to add up with 1 to add up to 18. But we already have a 1 here, so this can never be 3. So this is specifically 3 with 9 or 3 with 8. Well, if you have 3 with 8 added together, that would have to add... Oh, and this can't be 8, so therefore this is a 7. Well, if you have 3 and 8 added up together, that adds up to 11. 18 minus 11 is 7, and this would have to be a 7, but we already have a 7 here, so this cannot be 3 and 8. It must be specifically 3 and 9. So this is 3 and 9. We have 3 in the corner. We celebrate. This must be an 8. 3 and 9 add up with 6 to add up to 18. So this is a 6, and this must be 2 then. This can no longer be 2. This can't be 2. This can no longer be 9, so therefore this is the 9. This is also 2, 3, or 5 because of the remaining digits in row 7. What digits can remain here? It has to be 3 through 6. This can't be 6 or 4 because of those digits, and they still can be 4 away from the 9, so those are fine. This can't be 3, 5, or 6. Let's see. This can't be 7. This can't be 5 because of this 5, therefore this is an 8, and this is a 5. So these two cannot be 5. We now have a 2, 3, 2, 3 pair in row 7, which eliminates 2 and 3 from the rest of the row, so this must be a 5. Oh, this can't be 1 or 3 either, because we see 1 and 3, the 1, 3 pair in column 5. So this has to be a 2 then. This can't be 3, it can't be 5 now, so this must be 4. This can't be 2, so this must be 3, which makes this a 2. This 3 means this has to be a 2. This can't be 2, 3, or 4, so it must be 1. So we're eliminating 1, 3, and 6. This can't be 1, 3, or 6, so this must be 2, which makes this a 4. The 2 is only 4 away from 6 or 8. Or this could be 6 or 8 also. This only can be 6 or 8. So there's no 9 possible here. There could be a 7, but the 7 can't be here, and the 7 can't be here. So this has to be a 7 then, because that's the only remaining digit possible in column 5. Therefore, this can't be 7. So the 6 and the 8, one of these has to be a 6. And 3 can never be 4 away from a 6. Therefore, this can't be 3. This must be a 1. This must be a 3. This can't be a 2 because of this 2. So this is a 6, which makes this a 2. Which makes this 6 means this can't be a 6. We're just doing normal Sudoku here now. So this is 8, this is 6, this can't be 2 or 6, so this is 8. This can't be 8, so this must be a 4. These can't be 4. This can't be 4. This can't be 5. Where is the 5 now in column or row 8? It has to be here, so this is a 5. These 3 digits must add up to 17. What's the combination? So this is 4. That means these 2 digits must add up to 13, which is 17 minus 4. Well, the 3 can never add up with another digit to add up to 13, so this must be 6, and this has to be 7 then. That makes this a 3, this has to be an 8. Now we're just doing Sudoku. This can't be 3, so this is a 1, which makes that a 2, and therefore this has to be 3, which makes that 1, which makes that 3. The remaining digits now are 3. This has to be an 6, and this is a 1. And it's all cool and good. Yeah, so this is basically gives a pretty good introduction into Dutch whispers lines. It's a little bit more difficult than German whisper lines if you're familiar with that rule set, because you can't just alternate between the highs and the lows between the sets. And you have to basically be a little bit more precise about what digits can be next to each other on the Dutch whisper line. Because, particularly of the 5. The 5 makes things a little tricky. Actually, also that 4 and 6 actually can be next to 2 unique digits on a Dutch whisper line, but cannot be that way on a German whisper line. It makes things a little bit, as I said, a little bit more difficult on Dutch whisper lines. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that introduction to Dutch whispers, and I'll see you next time on Learn How to Sudoku. Take care.